Let me tell you a story. A story of a sailor who set out into the unknown, guided by faith, maps, and a daring dream. His name was Christopher Columbus. He was born around 1451, in a small port town called Genoa, in Italy. As a boy, he watched ships come and go, carrying spices, silk, and stories from distant lands. He dreamed of finding a new route to those lands, sailing west across the vast ocean. But back then, most people believed the sea was endless and terrifying. Columbus believed otherwise. He studied the stars, the winds, and the currents. He was convinced that by sailing west, he could reach Asia and bring home gold, silk, and spices for Europe. He asked kings and queens to back his idea. For years, he was turned away. Finally, in 1492, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain agreed to fund his voyage. With 3 small ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, Columbus set sail on August 3, 1492. For weeks, his crew battled storms and fear. They complained, worrying they would never see land again. Then, on October 12, 1492, land was sighted. It wasn't Asia. It was an island in the Bahamas, inhabited by people Columbus called Indians. He believed he had reached the outskirts of the Indies, so he called the islands the West Indies. Columbus made 4 voyages in total, exploring parts of the Caribbean, Cuba, and Hispaniola. He brought back reports of gold and new plants, but also unknowingly set in motion the collision of 2 worlds, Europe and the Americas. When he returned to Spain, he was hailed as a hero for a time. But later, his role became controversial. His treatment of native peoples brought suffering and hardship that we now cannot ignore. Columbus died in 1506, still believing he had found a new route to Asia. He never realized he had stumbled upon a new world that would change history forever. Today, his name is remembered every October 12, though some call it Columbus Day, and others call it Indigenous Peoples Day. His voyages opened the door to exploration, trade, and exchange, and to a legacy both grand and tragic. As Columbus once wrote, "By prevailing over all obstacles and distractions, one may unfailingly arrive at his chosen goal or destination." Christopher Columbus, the sailor who sailed into legend, and whose dream reshaped the world.